Hi everybody, it's Eileen here in my studio today, and I'm making cups. So I'm going to show you how I do this. So before all this, I had to wedge the clay up and then weigh it out to exactly the right amount of weight for each cup so that they're consistent. And then I wedge each piece individually, and then I can start throwing. So I'm centering here, opening it up. And I'm making my first pull. Okay, I'm going to get the water out of the inside here with the sponge. And then I take a rib, which is a wooden tool like that, which my brother made me, by the way. And then I go on the sides here and I'm pushing the clay out against the rib to shape it. And it's also smoothing out the surface and scraping off the slip on the surface. So there's that. And then I'm taking a chamois, which is a piece of soft leather here, and that goes over the rim to smooth out the rim. And then I use a tool like this that I made that's a bamboo with a wire. It's got a little weight. And then I use that to undercut and bevel the outside here and then cut it. And I use a, this is a guitar string. I use a really thin guitar string, and then it comes off the wheel. Woo. Okay, let's do a couple more. You got to add a lot of water, well, enough water, so that the clay doesn't stick to your hands, because that will cause it to tear as you're going around here. And then I'm pushing from the inside and the outside, and I'm bringing the clay up into the wall. And then when it gets to the top, I press down a little bit like that to smooth it out and round it out. And again, go in there, get the water out. Use the rib. And then the chamois. Bevel it, cut it, take it off. So yeah. So mostly I do, I might do like 48 cups in a morning. Just the, I'm just throwing the bodies. Then I have to make the lids, and the handles, and everything else. Then they have to dry for a couple of days. They have to be flipped over after a day. And they have to be, the top part of the cup has to be covered in plastic while they're drying, because if the top gets too dry, when I try to attach the handle will crack, because it has to be the same moisture level, otherwise things shrink differently and then they crack. So it's very, very important that the top of the cup doesn't get too dried out, so I'm very careful about that. And then the lids have to be trimmed, everything has to be trimmed after they're set up enough. Here's a fun thing I like to do with these. Watch that. Woo! Kind of fun. Little spiral in there. So that'll just put a, that'll just be in the jade glaze. Kind of fun. Okay. And then for the handles, or for the lids, I mean, I'll actually throw a bigger piece of clay. So this is called throwing off the mound. So I'm using a bigger piece of clay, and I'm basically going to make them from the top down. So I'm just going to kind of center it somewhat, not totally. Sometimes I'll just center a whole bag of clay, 25 pounds of clay. So I'm going to throw the lids upside down. Alright, so I just have to center the very top, so maybe from there to there. And then I open this, and then I split this little donut shape, and there's the lid. It's like magic. And I have to bevel this underneath, leave enough clay so that when I pick it up it doesn't distort. And that comes off like that. I'll show you another one of those. So I just work my way down on this clay until I get to the bottom. Again, splitting that little edge there. And then this becomes the flange of the lid. So if I was doing a teapot lid, I would make this part much higher because you want it to stay in the teapot and not fall out when you pour your tea. But since this is for cups, it just has to sit on there, not doesn't need a deep flange on there. So cut this off. And it comes off. So that's how you do it. All right, see you later.